Hi everyone, Hugh here, and welcome to my first introductory video in a series of training videos all about Instant Content Curator Keyworkz, the Silo Factory plugin, ICC Express, and our other curation tools. We've got a few surprises for you and some really awesome systems. Now in this first series, you're going to learn how to use ICC Keyworkz to find keywords that you can use to build a blog and really to build a business with. You find the right keywords and start your blog with those keywords and set them up correctly, and it's almost impossible not to get traffic. Okay, so that's what we're going to go over. ICC Keyworkz is basically the whole engine that drives our whole system, because what it does is it identifies the keywords from which we can get traffic, keywords that we can try to get ranked and hopefully get ranked if we use the right criteria when we find them. And then we can also save those keywords that we find to a project and then do things with them, which I'm going to show you later. The first thing we'll do, though, is notice that if you are running on a trial version here and you have a license key, then you can enter that license key just by clicking the upgrade license at any time. And if you don't have a license, you can click here to obtain your license on the web. When you do have the license, you come back and put your purchase email here and your license in here. Check this box and then validate. And that will set you up with your functions. It's fully functional in a trial version, but putting in a license key will probably unlock more abilities. So we're on the welcome screen now. The first thing we're going to look at here is the settings. And on the settings, you're going to enter any number of profiles that you might want to save. And the profile consists of a WordPress blog login to that blog, a Google account login, and if you want, a TalkWalker alerts login. We'll explain all that later, but the main thing that you're really going to need for the Keyworkz keyword searching is a Google account, because you're going to have a Google AdWords account. If you don't have a Google AdWords account, you can just go and get one for yourself, and there's really not much ado about it. And we'll do another video showing you how to do that. Assuming that you do have a Google AdWords account, you want to enter that information here. And all you do is just enter here your Google email and your password and then save it. And once you have that saved, then you're going to want to come back here, and when you do enter your profile name, your blog address, blog login, and password, you'll also select a Google account down here, one of the ones that you entered on the other panel here. And once you do that, you want to save that account so that the Google account is saved to the profile. As you can see, I have other profiles, and each one of them has a Google account and a TalkWalker account saved to it. But if I didn't show one here, I would want to select one and save it. Otherwise, the keyword search isn't going to function for you. Once you do have a blog profile and a Google account saved and saved together, then you can start initiating your searches. And by the way, if you are a user of ICC Express, which we are going to also talk about in this series, then you may already have profiles existing here from ICC Express, because Keyworkz and ICC Express share the same database. If one or the other doesn't exist, the running program will create its own database, and then the other one will be able to more or less piggyback off of that same database. Okay, so once we have our settings and we've got some valid blog profiles in a valid Google account saved, then we can go on to our projects. In our projects page here, we can set up new projects based on keywords, connect those projects with our blog profile, and in so doing, connect them with our Google login. We'll also connect to a blog. We have a plug-in element of this system called the Silo Factory. If that plugin is installed on your blog, this over here will show it's a green go ahead signal. If the plugin is not installed on the selected blog, this will be disabled and will show as a red symbol. And it will say here the plugin is not installed or enabled. So see what happens when I select a different blog that has the plugin on it. Then you will notice that this icon has turned to a green check, indicating that the plugin was found and logged into correctly, and your categories and menus from your blog will be displayed on the left hand side. You'll also note this empty box in the middle. This is where we will create our project. As we collect our keywords and put them into our hierarchy, they will be listed here in this center box. Now, how are we going to search? Well, really, all we have to do now, as long as we have a valid Google account attached to this profile, all we have to do is really click Auto Search and click Search Keywords. Okay, so it's telling me I have to configure that Google account, you see. So it says here, select Google account, and I will select one, and then I will save it to that profile. Now when I go back to projects, I may reload that project just to make sure all the values are loaded. I'm going to put this back on number 1 here. Let's say I want to associate it with that profile, so I can save that. Then I'll do my search. So I have my Google account correctly attached to my profile, and my profile correctly selected for my project. Now ICC Keyworkz can go ahead and log in with your AdWords account and make use of the keyword planner. We used to work with the Google keyword tool, but as of last night, the keyword tool has been discontinued. So we're lucky enough to already have code working with the keyword planner, so we've implemented that, and now we use the keyword planner to get our keywords. If you want to speed it up after it's started, you can go back over here and click fast, and that'll make things go just a little bit faster for collecting those keywords. ICC Keyworkz will continue to dig into the keyword planner to get all the keywords that the planner has to offer for that particular seed keyword. At any time you can click this button and stop searching, or you can just wait until all the keywords are retrieved. And usually it's going to be a minimum of 600 keywords, unless it's just a really obscure keyword. We're searching this time on science fiction, so let's see what we come up with. Almost done. Okay, so ICC Keyworkz has come back with 801 keywords from the phrase science fiction, and you can sort them by the keyword and see you now have 801 entirely different keywords about science fiction. There are other ways to do this search as well, such as excluding the main term, and then you'll get a lot of other kind of terms. There are a lot of ways to tweak this search, and we'll be adding ways as we go on. In the meantime, you can sort by search volume from low to high or high to low, and sort by competition, by cost per click. These fields here will be reserved for future functions that we're working on right now. In addition to being able to do this, you also have filters. So for example, we could filter out everything but the low competition. And so now we've got all these keywords that have low competition. Then if we wanted, we could apply a filter where only the search volume is above 1,000. And this is the exact global search. So now we've got these keywords are all fairly decent search volume with low competition. They may not be the best paying keywords, but they may bring traffic to your website, and that's the important thing. And we feel that this is much easier and much more friendly to use now than the keyword planner. Once you have found some keywords, and let's say that I've spent some time, I've analyzed these, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just choose all of these to my project. So I can select all. Remember, I filtered a lot of them out, so I have about 25 or 30 now, and I'm going to, with selected, I'm going to go save to project, and then I'm going to execute. Takes just a second, but the keywords are saved to project. I'm going to go over here to projects, and I'm going to click refresh. Now you can see all the keywords that I selected. Now what I'm going to do is move them all into a hierarchy. And I'm going to do that really quick and just pause the video and come back so you can see what it looks like after I've done that. Okay, so now if you look closely, you'll see that what I've done with these keywords that I just got is that I've arranged them all with the top level items and child subtopics. I've done that for the whole thing, and I've created, what I think would be the top level items and what goes underneath them. Okay, so this will eventually become the structure on our blog. In order to make this transfer over to our blog, we need to have installed on our blog the Silo Factory plugin, which receives the input from this structure and builds it onto your blog. If you have the Silo Factory plugin installed, you're going to see this as a green, as I mentioned before. So in order to execute that function, then you would just click this checkbox and click execute. And you'll have also one more chance to cancel out of that if you don't want to. At the same time, you can also automatically create alerts for all these keywords on TalkWalker, and you can also import these keywords into the profile so that they're available for laser targeted curation content to these traffic channels. It all works together, folks, from the beginning to the middle to the end, and I'm going to show you every step of the way. But it all starts with us getting these keywords and getting them prioritized and set up in the correct hierarchy. That's what ICC Keyworkz does for you. Now, if you wanted to search again, you could come back to this list and select Clear All, and then you could search more, and you can change the keyword. Let's say science fiction TV shows, just and see if we can come up with this. Okay, so there's a bunch of keywords coming in about TV shows. So we may want to use some of those. It probably will bring in, a good 800 of those keywords, and we can look at all those and perhaps add some of them to our project. Or we can stop searching in the middle by clicking this button down here and go directly to our results. Okay, so that's how we continue to search more, we can go back to our project. Anytime we add a new keyword, the best thing to do is click this refresh button to see the latest hierarchy that's in here. Of course, once you have the keywords, it's what you're going to do with them after that that's important. So I'm going to end this introductory walkthrough of ICC Keyworkz video right now, and then we'll continue on what we're going to do with these keywords now that we have them, and we'll go into that in the next and second video in this series. In the third video in the series, we'll address how do we get laser targeted keyword content after we set up our laser targeted silo structure. See you in the next video.